Caitlin Clark, often hailed as one of the most clutch performers in women's basketball, faced immense pressure in the latest high-stakes matchup against the Las Vegas Aces. This game, however, revealed cracks in the armor of the star athlete. Despite her undeniable talent, Clark struggled to rise to the occasion, leaving all of us questioning if the weight of expectations is beginning to affect her game. From missed free throws to an uncharacteristic shooting slump, it looks like Caitlin Clark is starting to crack under all the pressure. The most glaring issue in this game was Clark's inability to make an impact in the first half. For a player known for her dynamic scoring and playmaking ability, the absence of her usual production was concerning. Clark failed to score a single point in the first 2 quarters, a rare occurrence for someone of her caliber. As the Fever battled to stay in the game, Clark was largely invisible, contributing little to her team's efforts on either end of the floor. Clark even agreed with this in the post-game conference, saying,
Caitlin, all your points coming in the second half tonight. Was there any sort of adjustment you made at halftime to kind of lead to that turnaround?
No. I mean, it was definitely a tough first half, but I think just, reset, go in the locker room, reset, and honestly proud of myself for how I finished, put together a decent game. Obviously would have liked to see a couple more shots go down and make a couple more free throws, but I thought I was able to respond and bounce back well, and that's sometimes really hard to do, especially when, you get some tough calls there in the first half that don't go your way, and then, the ball wasn't really rolling my way either to start the game. So proud of myself and proud of our team. I thought we were resilient. There was a lot of things that just didn't go our way. So, but overall, I think we kind of did it to ourselves. I'm proud, like I said, I'm proud of our defense, but there was just areas where we could have, executed a little bit better than made free throws as well.
Despite her eventual comeback in the second half, the first half slump put the Fever in a difficult position, forcing them to fight from behind. One of the most surprising elements of Clark's performance was her inability to convert from the free throw line. Clark entered the game as the second best free throw shooter in the league, but she ended up missing crucial attempts that could have shifted the momentum in the Fever's favor. These misses were not only surprising, but devastating in the context of the game. Clark's coach directly addressed the missed free throws by saying,
honestly, we missed 9 free throws at home. Like, we battled. I just keep telling them, like, we're right there. And they have to believe it, but we just got to make sure we take care of business.
The inability to really capitalize on these free throws was a significant factor in the loss, and really showing that Caitlin may have been affected by the pressure and expectations on her in the first half. In key moments during the second half, Clark was sent to the free throw line with a chance to cut into Las Vegas's lead. However, her normal reliable skills let her down, leaving points on the table that could have made all the difference in such a tight game. Clark's struggles extended beyond the free throw line. We all know her for her sharpshooting, especially from deep. Clark couldn't seem to get a bucket from beyond the arc no matter what she did. Throughout the game, she launched several three-point attempts, each one met with disappointment as they bounced off the rim. These misses only compounded the frustration she was already feeling from her early game struggles. Not only did Clark fail to connect on long-range attempts, but she also struggled with routine shots. Shots she would normally make with ease. Mid-range jumpers, drives to the basket, and even simple layups proved to be challenges. The precision and confidence that normally define her game were nowhere to be found. Christy Sides also touched on this and said,
"Is that a sense that you have after tonight?"
Yeah, I mean, Vegas is one of the best teams in this league, and we held them to 78 points. And, our defense keeps getting better, but we've got to just make sure. We did have a couple defensive breakdowns late where we didn't get out to, Kelsey Plum late in the corner. We just have to do a little bit, better job communicating. But, we got to make sure that we're taking the best shot for our team. We had some great high-low looks during the game, especially when they had Clark at the 4. We just got to make sure we always talk about getting that advantage. That advantage is mismatches at times. We have to make sure we take advantage of those.
The inability to convert on these high-percentage simple opportunities was both frustrating and confusing, as Clark is typically known for her efficiency around the basket. As the game wound down, the Fever really had a chance to get back. Clark was expected to be the leader her team could rely on in the clutch. However, when it mattered most, she couldn't deliver. Adding to her missed three-pointers, Clark was sent to the free throw line with under a minute left in the game, with a chance to tie or take the lead. Once again, she missed crucial free throws that could have potentially forced overtime or secured a victory. Christy Sides highlighted this by saying,
Making 9 free throws changes this game, or, just making a few of those, not even all 9. When you're at home, though, you've got to put the ball in the hole from the free throw line. And but we will take something from this. We made it like a playoff series, you know. So right now we're going home because we just lost 2 games. So we've got to regroup, figure out what we can do to get better, get ready for Dallas. Players are playing a lot of minutes. We've got to make sure we get them some rest and get what they need so we're ready to go on Sunday.
These late-game failures were the most telling sign that the pressure had gotten to Clark, and it cost her team a valuable win. We can't talk about Clark cracking under pressure without talking about her emotions. Caitlin's frustration was obviously easy to see. She was visibly upset with herself, the officials, and the flow of the game. Early on, she received a technical foul for hitting the basket stanchion out of frustration, a move that ultimately hurt her team, which is now her 6th technical foul. Caitlin wasn't too happy about it and said this.
Was just wondering if you got another explanation tonight.
Well, I mean, they're never going to overturn that. It's just one of the rules, I guess, of the game. So it's in the rule book. It is what it is. That's why, I mean, I tried to get my last one taken away. They just didn't take it away. And it stinks because I feel like half of my technicals this year, I got 1 for the inadvertent contact to the face in the Minnesota game, and then 2 for hitting the stanchion of the basket. So it's like 1 was a complete accident, and then the other 2 were just a little frustration with myself. So I think I could have done a better job keeping my emotions in check, but at the same time, like, really? So I don't know. I mean, but it is a rule, so they have to call it. And
then, Sides also made a comment saying,
you know, we've just got to make sure that we don't let outside things that we have no control over, like, affect us, especially early in the game. You know, I think she got fouled and missed those 2 free throws, and then, you know, got frustrated with the officiating at times. But, like, that's where we've got to be better, and we've got to, you know, handle those things. It's not going to be perfect. Those guys aren't going to be perfect. We're not perfect. But I think we lost some time with, you know, with that frustration. So that's just something we're talking about. We're growing. And then after that, she came out in the second half and was, you know, she let it go, and she was a different player. And that's, you know, just can't have that first quarter lapse like that.
Clark's emotional outburst didn't end there, though. Multiple times, she was seen arguing with referees over calls she didn't agree with, letting external factors get into her head. This led to her being benched during a critical stretch, leaving the Fever without their star player against a team they can't afford to be short on. The most unfortunate aspect of Clark's performance and outbursts like this is how it affects her team. The Fever rely heavily on her leadership and scoring ability to stay competitive in tough games. Her missed shots, missed free throws, and emotional instability created a ripple effect that disrupted the entire team's rhythm, and you could clearly see on the court their energy was down. With Caitlin not hitting the important shots and helping her team thrive, the rest of the girls also had missed shots, which is when she said,
proud of myself and proud of our team. I thought we were resilient. There was a lot of things that just didn't go our way. So, but overall, I think we kind of did it to ourselves. I'm proud, like I said, I'm proud of our defense, but there was just areas where we could have, you know, executed a little bit better than made free throws as well.
While her teammates battled hard, they needed Clark to be at her best, and she wasn't. This resulted in a game that slipped through their fingers due to missed simple opportunities. As we all know, Caitlin Clark is an exceptional talent with an incredibly bright future ahead of her. However, this game was a clear example of how even the best players can crack under pressure. From missed free throws to emotional outbursts and struggles on routine shots, Clark's performance was far below her usual standard. This game will no doubt serve as a valuable learning experience for Clark. While she is undoubtedly one of the league's top players, managing pressure in big moments will be key to her future success. For now, though, the narrative is clear. Caitlin Clark cracked under the pressure in this game, leaving her and her team with a tough loss.